Yes, guys, a big up every single one of you that's locked in. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Things We Learned. Didn't really want to do this episode, but you guys know we have to be consistent. I owe you guys this show, so here we are. We're back live for this garbage. And I don't even know if there's 5 things that I genuinely could take out of that game, because that game felt like a 30-minute match. The whole game plan was get to halftime, still have a game to play with. And to be honest, Rosinha told us that in the pre-match press conference. So can we even really be too surprised with that being the approach for this game? Ultimately, it's high risk and it's high reward if it works out perfectly for you, which it clearly didn't. And we had to deal with a last-minute Kai Havertz dagger at the end of it. So yeah, it's all just fucking. You guys, hit the likes, subscribe, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And to be honest, we did too much damage for ourselves in the first leg. We left ourselves a mountain to climb going into the Emirates. And all we really had hope for was moments of brilliance. We'd have loved to see Esteval play 90 minutes, but I don't know if it was a jet lag thing. I don't know if he's carrying a knock, but he didn't even come on at halftime. We didn't see him until 60, 65 minutes into the game. Cole Palmer played a full 90, so we know that we weren't going to see him starting in this game anyway. So you already go into the game thinking that we're going to look bleak from an attacking perspective. What I don't expect to see is Liam DELAP at right wing. And not only DELAP at right wing, Gusto's inverting. Because how does that make any sense? Like, we can argue about the wingers and who could have played there. That's going to lead to a deeper point that we're going to talk about later on in the video. But what was the idea behind that? Like, was it so we could win duels out wide? Is DELAP going to be the one crossing the ball into the box? Is he a good crosser? Is he even a good footballer? Let alone a good crosser. I know Gusto can cross. I know, like, the one thing that we all know about Gusto, because it was such a big debate while Maresca was in charge, was that he's a lot better out wide than he is in the half spaces. So what was the idea behind that? I guess that will be our first point. But yeah, well, what did I learn today? Don't play DELAP at right wing, you know? Don't play him at right wing and don't have Gusto inverting. But whatever, man. Whatever. We go to halftime. It's still 0-0 because Arsenal have approached the game pragmatic. We've approached the game pragmatic. The only difference is one team actually has a lead to protect, and the other one is just trying to survive against a team that's not even really attacking them like that. And like, yeah, look, we defended well. You can big up Fofana, you can big up Gusto, you can big up Chalobah for what they did defensively, but Arsenal never really tried to put it on us like that. And honestly, keeping a front three of Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Madueke quiet, it's like, okay, I'm not threatened by that front line. I've already said the only forwards that I really worry about is Trossard, who's been out of form, Saka, who's injured and has been out of form this season, and Marino, who's out injured. Doing that front three don't do nothing to me. But we go to the second half. We still don't bring on Esteval. We still don't bring on Palmer. They come on with like 30 minutes left to go, and they don't really impact the game. And for the players that are on the pitch, like, I guess we moved the ball better in central areas with them on the pitch, but we never tested Kepa. Enzo had one shot from range in the first half that didn't even really go for a corner like that. It was just straight at the keeper. And everything else was wide or it was blocked. That's all that we had in this game. Enzo, I'll be sorry. I don't mind him shooting because someone had to, but Enzo shooting from range, what am I meant to be worried about with that one? If you want any midfielder to be getting those opportunities, it will be Caicedo. I don't think Caicedo had a shot like that. And he was picking up a lot of wider areas towards the end of the game, but it's whatever, man. We conceded with literally the last kick of the game because we had to overcommit everybody and we got caught on the break. So, Cucurella had a rash long pass and we just got done. It is what it is, man. You got to hold that one. We all have to hold that one. It's just so jarring that we had to sit there and wait all the way till the end of the match for that fucking moment. Because if that moment had dropped 60, 70 minutes into the game, everyone could have just fucked off home early. We had to sit there till the end for all of that shit. But yeah, let's get into the other points. There's no point talking about the match. Let's just talk about the other points. João Pedro, you were good. You did the best that you could. That's the best game I've seen you have against Gabriel and Saliba. You got dominated by them in November, but the hold-up play was very good. Drew fouls from the likes of Gabriel and Saliba. You worked hard. You just had nobody around you. Like the fucking whip was DELAP on the right and Cucurella on the left. What are you going to do? But this leads to my other point that I wanted to talk about. And it's like, this approach was high risk, high reward, and I got it. The problem is, you're banking everything on 30 minutes. And if it works, we're calling Rafinha a genius. We're saying, like, he went high risk and it worked perfectly. It didn't, and now we look like pussies. But in terms of, like, cussing out Rafinha for it, don't see what the point is, because this leads me perfectly to my fourth point. This would have worked better with better attacking depth. So, of course, we have to go back and look at the transfer window. Because we were arguing on my stream yesterday about should it have been DELAP on the right, or Garnacho on the right, or Neto on the right. Mid. Like, the reason why I'm not even so angry about DELAP being on the right, even though it's as bad of a move as when Poch was putting Colwell at left back and Chilwell at left wing, it's because the other options are so shit. Are they actually going to upgrade me? Am I going to be better with Pedro Neto on the right-hand side, jinking 20 times before he puts a cross into the box? Or just Garnacho chasing his first touch and just getting dispossessed and swatted off the ball like a fly? These are our options. So we have to look at Clearlake. We have to look at recruitment. Because why are we 7 windows into a 4-window plan? And without Cole Palmer, I'm relying on an 18-year-old. Why? Because this is the way that we've set the squad out. So if we had had better attacking depth, maybe this approach would have worked. Or hell, maybe we would have put it on Arsenal a bit more from the start. Because we'd actually have competent forwards that would make those opportunities count so we could try and make more opportunities for them. Because I could see why we went pragmatic. We don't trust our attack unless Palmer and Esteval are there, or one of them. Because without them, it's João Pedro just trying to do everything. This is where we are. And yeah, what was the last point I wanted to talk about? Fofana, because I'm seeing a lot of people cooking him because he was crying. Rival fans, I get, saying even directed at them. It's more Chelsea fans. If there's any Chelsea fans mocking Fofana for crying, I don't really get it. If you don't care, calm. I barely cared. But I'm not going to mock someone who feels emotional because we got knocked out of a cup semi-final. Even if it is just the Carabao Cup, it's still a trophy. Wesley Fofana, compared to all of the other players that have been here for over a year, he's the only one that hasn't won a trophy. He weren't in the Conference League squad. He weren't in the Club World Cup squad. He's got no trophies to show for his time at Chelsea. So you know what? I kind of get you being a little bit emotional about it. Fair enough. And you know what? It's good to see that somebody gives a shit. That, like, again, I don't really feel too much of it in the moment, but I'm not going to mock a Chelsea player that's feeling emotional about us failing. Good. At least somebody gives a shit. But, yeah, I'm done with this video. So big up everybody. Like, subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Up the Chelsea.